Legends, welcome back to another episode of the Ruck Infringement Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joey, and this week I am joined by a special guest, former referee, Tony De Las Heras. Did I say your name right, mate?
Yeah, mate, perfectly.
Perfect. Great. How are you, Tony?
Yeah, going good, mate. Going real good. Yeah, living
Very
life,
good.
mate, in Dapto, which is perfect. It's unreal.
Yeah, lovely. All right, let's get straight into it. For those that don't know who you are, Tony, do you want to just tell us who you are and what drew you to the game of rugby league?
Yeah, sure. Look, I was a former NRL referee in the late 2000s up to 2012. What drew me to refereeing? So my dad was a referee, but I've always loved rugby league in general anyway. So, played, since I was 8 up until I was 18 basically. And but yeah, refereeing wise, Dad used to referee the old amateur league. Nice. And as a 14-year-old, that's the old pub comp down in the Illawarra. 14-year-old, he said, mate, come and run the line for $25. And mate, that's how I've done it for the money. Like, to be honest, like as a 14-year-old in the 80s, getting $25 to run, like an 80-minute game, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's great, mate. And when you were young, did you love rugby league and did you support a team?
Yeah, mate, love rugby league. The whole family's rugby league. You think with the surname of De Las Heras would be right into football or soccer, but
that's it.
Never was. Yeah, God, but wow. Yeah, never was. So grew up on rugby league. Balmain was my team.
Nice.
So a little bit devastated when West Tigers they merged. But so Balmain was my team. Growing up, used to love the Tigers, but the whole family had all different teams as well. So I was a Balmain supporter. Brother was a Manly supporter and Dad was a Dragon supporter growing up.
Yeah, wow. We just had Gary Jack on our last episode, so make sure you have a listen to that one. Balmain legend. But mate, take us through your refereeing debut in the NRL.
Right. Well, I kind of had 2 debuts, you might as well say. So, mate, the first one was in 2006 when Newcastle played against the Cowboys up at Newcastle, and the referee Paul Simpkins tore his calf about 20-odd minutes into the first half, and I'd actually refereed an early game, so I was up in the video box. To be honest, I'd kind of had enough because I'd done the early game and I was a bit tired and a bit rattled kind of thing. But when I heard I was sitting next to the video referee Graham West, and when Simo goes, "Tone, you're on," like just everything kicked on. The adrenaline pumped, and had the Teco guy wire me up, and started walking down 1,000 steps down at Newcastle, and come out to Andrew Johns and Johnson Thurston about to feed the scrum.
Geez, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. How good's that, mate? Yeah. I didn't put this question in, but you refereed 2006. You said, now the game was so different. Tell us what it was like, because back then video ref calls, they all went upstairs and it was benefit of the doubt for tries. Yes. How much has it changed for you watching the game now?
Mate, it's changed dramatically. We were always taught to look. We had the video ref there for just in case, but we were always taught, what, if you see it to try, try. If you look a bit of doubt, send it up. But like Finchy was our boss back then, and Billy Harrigan was one of our coaches, and Billy's always said, mate, you think it's a try, mate, rule the try. And look, that breeds confidence. These days, I understand why they send it up because the split second or the super slow-mo, but I think it takes away the referee's confidence to a certain degree. Whereas back in the mid 2000s, back at one referee, they actually said, great, you got the video referee there, but just mate, try and actually referee the game and do your decisions promptly, Colin.
Yeah, no, it's certainly changed, mate. Now, next one we got, mate, in footy circles, everyone has a nickname. Is it the same in ref circles? And did you have a nickname?
Yeah, mate, I did. I actually had a couple, to be honest. So my in refereeing circles, they call me Oscar, as in Oscar De La Hoya, because it's De Las Heras kind of. So that was, it stuck through all footy. But my roommates growing up was Daisy kind of. So if I ever refereed down in Wollongong at Wynn Stadium, if someone called out, like especially if you went to the video ref, and you had plenty of time, someone called out Daisy, I'd always look around because I'm thinking, man, that's one of my mates or someone knows me who I am kind of. But yeah, Oscar was my nickname going through footy as I said, for the Oscar De La Hoya thing.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And who was your footy idol when you were growing up?
Yeah, mate. As a Balmain supporter, Wayne Pearce was my
yeah.
was my idol. Even through primary school, I played lock because he played lock. Back in primary school, I was like normal size, which now, like from high school, I basically didn't grow kind of thing. So I turned from a lock into a 5'8". But funny story with Wayne Pearce, I think I was only running a line, must have been 2005 or something, and I was running a line down in Melbourne. And it was a Fox Sports game. So after the game, we'd go to the across the road to the casino, and because it was Fox Sports, Wayne Pearce, Gary Freeman, another Balmain legend, were there. And we were kind of talking to Gary because he's a really good person. And next minute, Wayne Pearce, drops, "Oh, hey, Tone, how you going?" Like, honestly, I almost fell off me. I was standing up with a beer. I'm thinking, here's my idol. Firstly, he's having to talk to me, and secondly, he actually knows my name. It was just, it was surreal, and best bloke. He was just a really genuine kind of, and 99% of the footy players are just like real genuine guys. They're just, unreal. But that was just a pinch yourself kind of moment, whereas, Wayne Pearce growing up, watching the Tigers, and he knows my name. It was unreal.
Security were watching you, mate. If you want that beer, they were about to kick you out.
That was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, nice. Now, mate, let's go through the Rabbitohs-Broncos match. So, of course, everyone would remember you from obviously the match where Tonie Carroll's knee collided with your head and knocked you out. Now, you obviously probably don't remember much of it, but can you take us through what you do remember?
Yeah, well, it was the first doubleheader for the two refs up at Wynn Stadium. I mean, up at Suncorp Stadium. So I was really excited. Like, there was 50,000 people there, and we had the first game, Broncos, South, good game, and then the second game, Conning. So I was really excited. And I do remember the whole lead up. I remember actually even making error on a strip call. I remember that as well. Yeah. And I also remember when the whole thing went down as well. There was a kick through, and Jamie Simpson got the ball, took off, and I actually remembered kind of running and turning around, and I got hit. Okay, so Jamie kind of pushed me over and whatever. And I was actually laughing. When I was actually getting up, I was actually laughing to myself because Andrew Voss gave it to me a couple of weeks prior, because I in a Manly versus Para game at Brookvale, I hyperextended my knee, and you can see it on the dead ball line. It was actually on the Sunday race for ages, and I kind of done a somersault kind of thing. And I'm thinking, here we go, Bossy's going to give it to me because, anyway, that's what I was thinking when I'm thinking I'm going to get up really quickly. And then, next thing I remember was, the ambulance on the way to the hospital.
Mate, I remember watching that and going, that is crazy. And obviously, like, we didn't have the concussion protocols that we have now.
Yeah.
Just take us through. So how many did you have to have a few weeks off? How many weeks did you have to recover? And
well, I had a couple of weeks off, but one thing I kind of do regret now, I got discharged from hospital that night, and it was probably me going, look, I'm right, and I shouldn't have, because the flight on the way home was the worst flight in the world. Anyway, it was just it was horrendous. I got up, threw up the whole lot, and it was the worst. But I had a bit of vertigo kind of thing, so they had to clear me. I went to the brain guys in Sydney kind of thing, and they got rid of my vertigo, which was good. Finchie had me out for 2 weeks, so I had that week. Then 2 weeks later, I was right to get back in, and I refereed West Tigers and Roosters, and it was good because Brad Fittler on the way home from Billy Harrigan actually drove my car from the airport to my place in Dapto, and Brad Fittler rang me, saying, "Oh, you're right." I can't remember what I said to him or whatever, of course, but I do remember a couple of guys did ring me, and I remember Brad ringing me, and he was the coach of the Roosters, of course, and it was just ironically, I had the very next game I refereed was West Tigers and Roosters, and I was seeing Brad, and I actually thanked him. This is before the game and everything, and I thanked him for it, for the phone calls, and he said, "Mate, like I'm a football fan, same as yourself, but I just when he seen, he was just really concerned about my safety, and mate, I thought that was like really good of him to check on me."
Yeah, real classy act from Freddie there. That's really great, mate. Now, on a lighter note, what was the favourite game you refed in?
Favourite game, mate? Probably my favourite game. It wasn't an NRL game. It was I got the opportunity to referee the Promises 13 versus Papua New Guinea in Papua New Guinea. And I spent 5 days with the Australian team. So as the 19th man, you might all say. So like I ate with them, I trained with them the whole lot, and even the game itself was it was a bit different. A bloke actually come to me beforehand and he said, Tone, like we can't, the Australian team can't, how can I put it nicely? They can't win by too much. I went, oh, righto, okay. So I had words, I think Corey Parker might have been Malcolm Lewis, one of the captains, and he come up to us, like, because as I said, of course, we were having breakfast and drinking and have whatever. And one of the officials from the Australian team come and actually said that to me. And I went, yeah, righto, no worries. So I kind of had an idea what was going on. But that game itself was so much fun. Like the crowd, the players, the whole game itself, like the Australian team won by, I think it was only like 10 or 12 points. And but it was just every minute of that game, I had like a smile on my face because, just looking around and taking those mental pictures of the spectators hanging off the trees or, just chanting. They just want to see the Australian team. And, mate, that was probably my most favourite game to referee. It was just because I was in a different country refereeing that game, but it was just a really, really great game to be involved with, and the players made it even fun too.
Yeah, for sure. Jumping off the referee track for a little bit, is it great to see how much those nations have come in rugby league? Your Samoa, your Papua New Guinea, your Tonga. It's so good to see the international game growing.
100%, mate. It's only a matter of time. Like, fair enough, New Zealand and Samoa beat Australia and whatever. But, mate, it's only a matter of time. Australia will be the number 3 or number 4 ranked team. I know for a fact, because, the New Zealand team, the Maori team's so good.
Oh, yeah.
If they, have an Indigenous Australian team, mate, so good, but, Samoa, Tonga, those Fiji, those players are it's just skillful. They're big. They can play good footy. But, I think the NRL, hopefully, the PNG will come into the comp. With New South Wales Cup, you've got Fiji coming into the comp too, kind of thing. So it's just it's good for the Pacific Islands, but it's good for rugby league and international rugby league in general.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now, let's talk about retirement. Now, they often say for players, retirement can be quite difficult. How was it for you, mate, as a referee?
Yeah, mate, I struggled, to be really honest. When I got tapped I basically got tapped on the shoulder. So Billy Harrigan and Stuart Raper were basically left for, anyway, this is another story. And I kind of had a gut feel that I was on the outer anyway, just from one of the coaches there. So I kind of had a gut feel. And when I got a phone call a week before pre-season started, I kind of knew. Yeah. So I struggled because they said, thanks very much, Tone. We don't want you anymore. And I just had a really bitter taste in mouth for a long time for that, because I was 41, but I still thought I had a lot to offer. But a lot of things were going down within the NRL refereeing department, with other people coming in, etc. So I was filthy, and it did take me a bit of time to get back into things. But I got back into footy, like coaching, basically straight away, which was good.
Yeah, lovely. The next question there, mate. Did you stay involved in the game?
Yeah, I did, mate. I stayed involved. Like I was director of coaching development for New South Wales for a year, but that was that's 2013 when I come back in. But I was actually also doing some coaching in junior reps, and then because I became one of the coaches in junior reps to start off with, would have been a conflict of interest. So I had to step down from the director role, become a coach in the junior reps. Then I was a head coach junior reps for a while. Was in the New South Wales high performance squad as well as an assistant coach to Stuart Raper. Also coaching country referees as well. So I had a lot of fingers in a lot of pies for a lot of years. And then COVID hit, and what? Also down in the Illawarra as well. I was referees manager for 6 years. So, mate, I was involved with rugby league, mate, from 2013 to basically 2020 and 21. I thought, you know what, I've kind of had enough now, and I stepped away. And probably the best thing I've done, to be really honest. It was get my weekends back to do what I want, and and get on things like this, and just voice my my opinions, be it constructive or whatever to game. So
yeah, no, it's so different when you become a spectator and you have that love of rugby league again as well. I spoke to Matt Checken a few months back, and he was the same. Checks were saying that he ended up, he got to a place where he wasn't enjoying the game, and then once he became a spectator again, he loved it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I went down, a couple of mates. We went down and watched just some junior rep trials, Illawarra and the Roosters only a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And I went down to see, because I was involved. Went down to see the referees and also the match day assess. They said good day, wished them all the best, and had a 5-minute chat. Then I went across the other side of the field with a couple of mates, and I thought, geez, I wouldn't mind doing this again. I reckon within a minute, I've gone, you know what? No, I don't, because I was watching the game. I was talking to my mates. I wasn't watching the game. It was just, I was like a spectator, watching the crowd, the whole lot. So I'm thinking, you know what? I've done my time. I'm happy to being a spectator. If I want to go to a normal game, I can have a beer, at an NRL game or even a local first grade game. And I thought, you know what? I've had enough now.
Yeah. No, I love that, mate. Mate, who was the funniest team to ref? Was there one team that made you laugh every time?
Funniest team, yeah, mate. I thought about that. I don't think I probably wouldn't have a funny team. You probably had funny players.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't have like a funny team. Like I always like refereeing the Dragons, because I kind of knew quite a few of those players.
Right. Yep.
Which was great, and even the Cowboys used to like refereeing the Cowboys, whereas Jonathan Thurston, the ultimate competitor, mate, tough as to referee. But Steve Southern, Bluey, he's a Dapto boy, so. Yeah. Mate, I used to love refereeing him because, you have like the side look or, funny comments that way kind of thing. But, I wouldn't think like a funny team in the NRL, because, mate, they're all just super competitive and they just want to play.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, let's talk some players then, because watching like the footy show and things over the years, we've seen all these mic'd up segments and things like that. A player like Sam Thaiday, was he funny when you were on the field?
Yeah, he was, mate. James Maloney was a crack up as well.
Oh, yeah.
He was really good. He's one-liners kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mate, Willie Mason, he was the same thing. He was pretty funny. They're probably the top ones. Once I got to know Michael Innes from going away with him in the Australian team, like he was like full on competitive, but mate, could always actually have a joke with him as well. Like especially because he knew, like you see referees going, oh yeah, Tony's a referee, but a lot of people actually don't know the referee off the field. You know what I mean? We're just normal blokes, like have a chat, have a beer, the whole lot, so well, most of us do anyway. But once they find out who you are, they go, you know what, mate, you're doing a job, we're doing a job, but you're a pretty good bloke off the field. So Nick was pretty good.
Nice.
But had some really super competitive players as well, mate. Really super competitive. You try and have a joke, Billy Slater, if I can say, you can't, like he's on the field, he just wants to, he's play to win kind of thing.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, incredible insight there. Mate, we've got a new segment we're trying. It's called the Quick Tap segment. Now, I'm going to throw 5 quick things at you. First thing that comes to your mind, you just say it, all right? Sweet. So we're going to start off with, where will the West Tigers finish in 2024?
Second last.
Oh, there we go. All right, our next one. Your favourite referee?
At the moment, Adam G. Adam G.
Nice. Lovely. Hey, that
bloke.
grand final did him wonders.
Mate, and you know what? And he's just a genuine kind of good bloke too, man.
Yeah, love it. Next one, mate. Favourite fruit?
Banana.
Banana, very good, very good. We got 2 more. All right, next one. Let's go. Favourite rugby league position?
Mate, 5'8". Yep. Yeah. As I said, I lock was, but as I said, I actually grew into a 5'8" kind of thing. So I used to like be around the ball and used to pass kind of thing. So 5'8".
Yeah, very nice. And last question, it's a yes or no. Can the Panthers win 4 in a row?
No.
Love it. Beautiful. I'm not a Panthers fan, so that's perfect.
Oh, mate, not now. They've lost too many good players. Yeah,
exactly. All right. Can you give us, before we finish up, can you give us an early prediction for 2024?
Mate, geez, mate, Melbourne's always going to be there, of course.
Yeah. Any teams that were in the bottom 8 last year that you think might improve this year?
I think Canterbury will. I think Canterbury, they're not going to, I don't think they'll be top 4.
No.
Mate, Manly might. I said, mate, if Brooks, mate, I think Brooks is a really good player. And I think with the Tigers, he used to be always the scapegoat, call a scapegoat kind of thing. I think with the new team, new coach, lead him around. Dudley Cherry Evans here as well, mate. He's got plenty of experience. I reckon he'll be good. So I think, mate, Manly might be a bit of a dark horse. Mate, I'm a Warriors supporter now. So
nice. Up the wires.
Up the wires. So I'm hoping, the Warriors too, mate. They're just, I'm talking about funny team, probably the Warriors. Tell you a story about the Warriors. So I refereed Penrith and the Warriors, and I think Penrith, it was a Friday, or it was a night game.
Yeah.
And Penrith, I think Penrith beat the Warriors. And we're in Penrith Park, or Penrith Stadium. The change rooms, the referees' change rooms back onto the away team change rooms. Okay. And the Warriors lost. We're talking. All of a sudden, you hear the blokes in the shower and stuff. Mate, they start singing. Mate, and it was the best. Absolute best. But it was just amazing. We're just going, mate. They're there to play footy, and mate, I love how they play it. But the Warriors are just next level. I just dig them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a team that, especially last year, they showed, I think, what a lot of people didn't think that they had.
Yeah.
And they really proved a lot of people wrong. Andrew Webster has been massive for them. He has changed the dynamic of that team. And look, I don't think they'll reach the same heights as 2023, but I think they'll still be top 8. I think they'll still be there. Sean Johnson, probably his last season in the NRL, getting on, but I think he'll have another blinder. He was just too good last year. He was so good. Tony De Las Heras as well.
RTS is back as well.
RTS is back. Playing centre. We'll see if he stays at centre, whether he moves to fullback halfway through the year. But mate, I'm a Chooks boy myself. So the mighty Roosters, they're back this year. Dom Young, Spencer Leniu, some good signings there. But
yes,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good year.
Mate, they'll be up there again. They've got a good roster, mate. They're good, really good coaches, kind of thing. I think the Sharks, Fitzy's a great coach as well. Good person. Great coach, So there's another team that might be, I reckon it'll be in the top 4 easily.
The Sharks have a really good early run too.
Really
good early run. A few bottom 8 teams from last year. So, mate, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're just so excited. Under 30 days left until rugby league's back on our screens. Vegas, March 3rd. Can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. But look, that's all we got time for. Just before we finish up, check out League Lids, everyone. Go to leaguelids.com. You can get yourself a retro corduroy rugby league hat. Use the code RUCK10. You get 10% off there. Check out Gibson's Country Style Jerky as well for all your jerky needs. Use the code PODCAST for 10% off your jerky today. Some amazing jerky there as well. They've got teriyaki flavour, pepper steak, honey soy garlic, some really great flavours. Don't forget to check out Game Day Squad, our newest sponsor. You can compete against your mates. It's like fantasy football. You get your little card packs, you open them up. Lots of fun. So that's Game Day Squad. Check them out as well. Clean Cup Family Meats at Lennox Village as well. Best butcher going around. And, of course, I'm Joey. That's Tony. Wherever you are, be good.